Hey, what's up, guys? Gene Fetty with the Automotive Appearance Institute back with another All Access podcast. This is going to be our first virtual pit stop episode. So, what is a virtual pit stop? We're going to go look at some repairs on the interwebs. I will do my best to describe them to you audio only people, but you can see the full videos on our YouTube channel and maybe our Facebook page, but for sure our YouTube channel will have the entire video up where you can go. So in this episode, we're going to talk about two repairs. We had a listener, James Harris from Virginia Beach. He sent in an M4 fender that he did and was like, hey, came out pretty good, not perfect. Customer was thrilled to death and I got paid, which is a win. But he's like, I think I could do better. Would you look over the repair and maybe give me some advice? So our first virtual pit stop is going to be there. Then after that, not to show James up or make anybody else want to quit PDR, we are going to take a peek at Mr. Brice Kelly's Rivian bedside that just dropped recently. That is just, it's insane. Like, I think I may just quit PDR. Like, there is no, he's the best. We're done. And then I've got a tool review to wrap up the episode for you. So, without further ado, let's take a look at James's repair on this BMW. We should be pulling it up on screen here. So we've got I think it's a 21 M4. Go ahead and pause it right there, Dylan. No, that was the wrong pause. You got a sneak peek for you video people. A sneak peek of Brice's repair. So go ahead and pause it there. Great. Pretty good shot. Pretty good hit. It's aluminum, so we know the repair is going to be difficult. And it's German aluminum. Love German steel. Love German paint. Loathe German aluminum. Just not a big fan. We're going to dive into how James attacked this in a second, but what I see immediately, and you guys again can watch the video, this video on our YouTube channel, or we will also link to James's YouTube video of the repair so you can go check it out. But picture this, Sicily, no, wrong show, not the Golden Girls. We're talking about maybe 8 to 10 inch tall dent. Doesn't look like it crushes through the edge of the fender, but it is through, there's two body lines. So your standard 1.5 inches up from the edge body line, and then above that, maybe another 3 or 4 inches up to a secondary body line. And above that is a tight crown. So we always, right, when I'm teaching glue pull, when I'm teaching theory, we want to follow our repair path. So strongest to weakest, deepest to shallowest. If you have something strong and deep, that trumps strong and shallow. So on here, the first thing I'm going to be attacking are the body lines. And I'm going to attack the upper body line because it's a little deeper there and it's closer to the crown is where I would start. So Dylan, let's go ahead and hit play and let this play in a little bit and see what's going on. Really call it at the bottom of the dent. So pause there for a second. The bottom line, you can see the bottom line is almost intact. The top body line is pinched and tight. So that just, as we roll through this repair and we're deciding how we're going to attack it, that upper body line is the uglier of the two. All right, go ahead and keep rolling. So James is going to come in here in a second. Video editing tip, don't make your before too long. James, take note. No offense. Faster befores. Get to the action. So we're set up. He's warming it up. First thing I would do differently, go ahead and pause it right there. The first two things I would do differently on this repair is I would not be using a torch to keep this warm. I would definitely set up heat gun for constant heat unless this is like middle of the summer and it's already well over 100 degrees. but I don't think, and it's a little rainy day. The second thing that I would say is he goes after the crown first. That's not incorrect, but there's a better way to do it. As we're working that strongest to weakest, deepest to shallowest, yes, the crown is strong, but we're not giving the crown anywhere to go. He should be moving or applying pressure to the body line, at least the bottom or the upper body line, while he is trying to knock that crown down. So that can be done if you're not going to glute pull, double bend, or like a better bar, flat bar. A lot of times I will take and hold pressure if I was sitting the way James is here with my right knee, and hold some pressure on the backside, so we're allowing metal flow. We would call that, double action movement. Also, when you have a crown that's this tight, so he's using lines in this reflection. If you're not watching the video live, or if you're audio, he's using lines, and you can see that it's really, the lines pinch tight. So that is a sharp, sharp crown. I am not a fan of straight with a blending hammer, too sharp crowns. I think it's super important that you're incredibly accurate with your strikes, and you are, unless you're like Shane Jacks or Don Kavanaugh, and you like grew up with a hammer in your hand, your typical tech is going to be more accurate with a knockdown. So let's go ahead and roll this a little bit more, Dylan. Now, I know that he's going to set up some tension here in a minute. You can also see, if you take note, pause that for a second. So if you take note, if you go back and watch the video, the section we were just at, or go see James' video, he was in fast motion, right? He was sped up the video. If you think of like how Mike Toledo shows his videos, and when he's tapping down, you can really watch those crowns or those lines in his video release and spread out. And what I noticed, or what you really notice when you're watching James's move here, is even though he's working in fast motion, like super speed, the lines are not moving. So that's telling you, right? Like, listen to the metal. The crown doesn't want to move. Do something else. Well, James listened to it, and he's using a Kiko tension bar here. This is the heavier duty version. And instead of the tabs running parallel with the body lines, he is pushing the tabs go perpendicular or across the body lines, and he's adding some tension. If this were the only tension tool you have, this is way better than not using tension. If I had everything at my disposal, more reason to buy more tools, I would either go with a combination of Black Plague tension straps and Anson straps, and maybe a K-Power to help spread that across the body lines. I also like the Kiko LTT beams. That's the little independent beams. I've got 4 of those in each size, I believe, 2 pairs of each size, where instead of pulling just the flat metal or the metal in between the 2 body lines like James is here, I would prefer to pull more on the body lines. Really, the body lines, when you're using tension, it's because the metal has traveled inwards, and we want to pull the metal outwards away from the bottom. The body lines travel even more so than the metal around it, right? It's really more effective when the body lines are in. If we could put straps or tabs or combination of both directly on those body lines and help pull those out, you're going to see the metal move much better. What I also like about those 2 options versus this particular tension tool is that they will be out of your way, and you could add a beam, maybe a leverage bar like a K-bar or Cam Auto's leverage bar, and leverage off the tire and pull some outward tension, hold some outward tension while doing that, and knock the crown down. Also could be a good place for the JBF retention, if we're talking about throwing everything at this fender. So let's go ahead and let this play and talk about it a little bit more. Now, I noticed he was watching and being very careful with his tension, right? He didn't just crank it. He's not trying to pop the dent out. Right now, he's getting a tool in and he's starting to get some movement. Go ahead and pause that. Or actually, let's rewind a little bit to get some of the movement in there, because he sort of moved through that. So pause that there. Another video editing tip: when you're sharing, the customers or potential customers want to see what you're doing. We spent a lot of time on the before, a little bit of time in the during, and now it looks like we have a good bit of time left on the after. Spend more time on the doing, even if it is time lapse. Like, that's what the people want to see. Again, using the torch, I would like the heat gun. You can get a generator pretty cheap at Harbor Freight. Those Predator generators are pretty decent. Or there's even, I know Anson carries them, a propane powered heat gun that you could put on like a get a grip and hold it in place. Or if you're fully mobile and you're not plugged in and you're cordless all the way, get that constant heat going. What I want you to notice is he's going to go back in and he's going to go after the crown again. We can see that the crown is still fighting him. I'll go ahead and press play again, Dylan. And while the crown is fighting him, he then begins to sneak a tool in. And you'll watch that because of that tension, he gets a good pop. He gets a good move right there, right? And then he cuts to the end. When, right, James on the phone call before he said, hey, I'm going to send you this video, he said, what would you do different? These are what I would do different, right? And so at the end of the day, in talking to James about this, he set the expectations for his customer. He delivered on those expectations to the customer, and the customer left thrilled to death with the repair, right? So I'm sort of like armchair quarterbacking this, but I don't want you to think of dogging James. He came to us, just like I invite you to come to us, and he said, hey, check out this repair. What or how would you attack this differently? So that's what this virtual pit stop is all about. So let's take a look at the after here. Showing pretty well. Pause right there. Dylan needs to be faster on the pause button. She said she's trying, but her mic isn't mic'd up like that. So if we pause right there, and really if you watch this video, right where that crown was, you can see that it's not super clean. He's got a flaw left above that body line. Again, delivered, happy customer, paid. That's a win in business. He's chasing his craft. If he would have attacked this, or you would attack this with more divided tension, more double action moves, so more of moving that low up and rebuilding those body lines while you are working those crowns down cleanly, your crown will flow better, especially on aluminum. Your crown will flow better, and you will end up with a cleaner repair at the end of the day. So go ahead and play it through. And really, it does not look bad by any stretch. Now, right here, pause, he is pointing out a flaw on this fender. It sounds like it was a rigid sound deadener, or a rigid sound deadening pad, stiffening pad on the back side of the panel that he broke through. And when he broke through, it hit that high spot, that high stinger high spot. What could you do? Well, depending on the material, and I'm not familiar with BMW's material, you could, prior to pushing, remove the sound deadener. If you're going to remove that, you need to be replacing that with the proper sound deadener if it's available, like from BMW, right? Don't take that stuff off and leave it off. It's there for a reason, right? It could be resonance. It could be the sound whenever you shut the door. It could be that the fender's going to wiggle. We don't know what it is. You need to put it back. When I'm pushing on these, one of my tech tips that I would give you for pushing cleaner on sharp stuff like this, or on hard stuff like this, is instead of metal tips, I love the phenolic resin tips from Anson. Asterisk, warning, do not side load phenolic tips. Only direct push with them. If you side load, they will shatter and explode, and you will end up with high spots, much like James had there. But he was in a direct push position. Another thing you can do is if you end up with this kind of high spot, that is where, now you've created damage, right? Hopefully it doesn't look like the paint cracked. That is where some of your finer, sharper knockdowns, like from VIP, really come into play. I use them for cleaning up other people's work because I wouldn't ever push a high spot in a car. But they work great for cleaning up those ugly repairs. I also love a really light slapper. There may be one coming out from Anson real soon. Maybe. Teaser. Definitely a teaser. Definitely coming out soon. Anyways, that technique of being able to sting down, I call it the stinger, to sting down those high spots, I think that with a little bit of education and practice, James probably could have stingered down this high spot to less noticeable. But again, at the end of the day, customer was happy and James got paid and he delivered on exactly what he said he was going to deliver on. That is a win in my book, for sure. So that is James's repair. Again, he is Southside Dents and Cosmetics. He's near Virginia Beach. In our show notes, we will have links to his YouTube channel. In our YouTube video, we will have links in the description to his YouTube video that we speak of. And James is a super nice guy. I got to meet him a few years ago in our Young Guns PDR 20 group that me and Coach Corey K had. So James, I hope that helps you work a little cleaner on your next one. And for all of you out there, I hope that some of these techniques help you attack damage a little bit different. So that's pit stops number 1. Let's run it around the track a couple more times. Pull back in for virtual pit stop number 2. I'm not worthy, Wayne's World. Throw that in the video. I'm worthy, I'm not worthy. Let's talk about the king. Look at that video. Like, when I saw this thumbnail show up on my Instagram, I almost just threw my phone away. I'm like, I don't even need the internet anymore. He broke PDR. He broke the internet. It's insane. This Rivian bedside is nasty. So let's go ahead and hit play. Now, while this is playing, you guys can go watch the video. We'll also link to this. It's on Brice Kelly Dent Repair on Instagram and CFL Dent Repair on YouTube. The before and after is crazy. So pause that for 1 second, because I felt like I was picking on James a little bit about his video production. Brice is like the master at video production in PDR. Like, he's really engaging. Study how Brice produces his content. Like, I really enjoyed watching how he put this video together. All right, let's go ahead and press play.
Slight notes for Dylan?
No, that was not slight notes for Dylan. Is a little self-conscious working backstage. Dylan's doing great. You should go check out our tint video edit that Dylan put together on @DentRepairNow social media with my son, who's our new tinter. Home run. Absolutely. All right, let's feel bad. Let's make us all feel bad because Brice is really good. So go ahead and press play. And Brice, if you happen to listen to this show, you're the man, dude. I love you, and you inspire me and make me want to quit. So what he's talking about here is great. He's talking about how a body shop would repair this. We need to spend more time educating the public on why PDR is so much more valuable, why it really is a better repair. I had that discussion with a customer here in the dent shop yesterday about, well, why are you a better repair? I can just go to the body shop and we'll call it a day and blah, blah, blah. After a couple-minute explanation of what PDR or why PDR is better, he was like, I never thought about it like that. Why would I paint my car? That's the right thought. So here, now I am in no ways saying that I would even think about this repair. If this came in, I'd be like, dude, or do that. Call Brice Kelly. It's the only guy you've got a shot at this. Like Matt Boyette, maybe, because he was like the Rivian guy who started all this Rivian stuff. But I think Matt would probably be like, we're going to truck that a little further south. You just take that right down to Brice. So Dent Slayer, Matt Boyette, or CFL Dent Repair Brice. If you've got something like this, don't even call me. I'm going to send you there. So let's look at what Brice had here. And speaking of Matt Boyette and Brice, and there's also James L. Ricci, they have the Dent Slayer podcast, Matt and James do. Brice was on this week, but actually last week, because you're listening to this next week, but this is the same week that they were on. It's really like a time continuum. I don't know, it's physics. Anyways, Brice was on. It's like a 3-hour and 15-minute interview. Great show. I love how these guys are doing the show. It's all in person. They're long form interviews. It's really cool. I've been friends with Brice for a long time. I followed Brice for a long time. And I learned even more about Brice's story on that show. So go check that out. And he talks a lot about this repair. Not super in depth, but he does talk about this repair. So let's look at what he's doing here. Now, this, maybe if it wasn't so bad, but this kind of setup is really what I think is the most effective way to actually fix crazy damage. Now, we can all agree, even Brice would agree, that this is like a ludicrous repair. Not a Tesla ludicrous mode, just, I mean, ludicrous. Like, it's freaking crazy that he's trying to fix this, that he said yes. I think he may have said he gave a go away price, was the PG version. And the guy was like, let's do it. And he was like, oh, much like the dually that's sitting outside that door that I gave a go away price. And they were like, all right, fix it. Okay. Go away price is going up. Anyways, let's look at what we've got going on here. I'm not sure what pull tower he's using. Could be perfect pull. I don't see anything under there. Probably a black pull C from Cam Auto. Okay. Dylan chimes in from the back. Cam Auto. So the Cam Auto suction puller. Starting from the top, he's got yellow and then black and then yellow or orange straps down the center of the impact. So that's going to be likely the deepest points of impact. On the left side of the repair, he's got his porta power out with, it looks like the Black Plague straps or something similar, doing tension up and down, right? So tension is not just one way, right? You can have tension both ways on a panel. So he's pulling tension there, and then he has tension straps set up at the very top of the dent next to his Cam Auto tab, and in the middle of the dent next to either another or the continued Cam Auto tab. Oh, okay. No pull tower. All right. So there, true Brice Kelly style. It's not a pull tower. He is pulling off of the building, which is just a really giant pull tower. It's also how I started doing tower pulls. Oh, there we go. So he's got it set up, and he's pulling right to the building. You can, side note, as long as it's safe, you're not going to pull something over. You don't need a pull tower to pull like a pull tower. Just park next to something that you can hook straps up to pull with, right? Think outside of the box. Think like a Mobile Tech. Think like Brice Kelly. Or think like a broke dent guy, like I was years ago when I couldn't afford a pull tower if I needed to. Anyway, so we were pulling here. Let's go ahead and let this play through. Now, let's go, see how it's walking out. As we're walking through this part of the repair, it is small incremental moves. James, if you're still listening, if I didn't hurt your feelings too bad on your repair, I'm just kidding. We're cool. Rewind that for one, roll that back. I need like LL Cool J being like, play that beat back. Just play that Brice video back. I'm feeling a little feisty today. The like sarcasm's coming like just quick, a little snappy. It's good. So let this play. But what I want everybody to pay attention to is, and Brice truly is a master, look at how it is incremental moves with that constant tension. And he is essentially, I call it unfolding the metal, right? That's the only way that you're going to get something like this to even move. I still can't believe he got it to move. But it's even uglier in the middle. Like, it is just terrible. So because he's released the tension and he's giving that metal somewhere to go, and you can see how he's able to come in and make those big moves, and he was back to tension trying to help pull up that metal that's driven in, right? So he's talking about, I can't hear the audio because it would mess up our audio. He's got stress buckles up and to the left, and it's buckled by there. There's the black pull C, battery powered. Have that one. It's right over there. He's holding tension with the Kiko tab shaped like the low. While he's holding tension, he's knocking down. Unlike what James did on that BMW, right? So James, if you want to be more like Brice Kelly, pull and tap at the same time. I don't remember the name of the tip. That new word tip from Anson is awesome. I like how it pushes. It's like a spongier, tougher cherry cap. It's really good stuff. I don't really know what else to critique here. I don't even know how Brice is this patient with his pushes. He's just really like amazing. So let's sort of fast forward to the end. This is what I would call, or what Brice would call, the boring part of the repair. Incredible, Brice. Right back there, rewind 1 second. Big believer, stop right there. Missed it. I'm a big believer in the cavity wax, right? We are touting, I'm going to go on a little rant here for a second. We are touting that we're the superior repair. We're the best way to do it. If you are not treating the backside of your panel properly after a repair like this, you are doing the industry a disservice, right? Go get your cavity wax, your fluid film, whatever brand you're going to use. Treat the back of the panel, make and keep it the best repair possible. Rant over. Right, but he's protecting it, he's making it right. So there's the before. I'm a hard no. Brice might even be a hard no also, again. And that was Mr. Kelly. Hats off to you, sir. Incredible, incredible repair. In the video, that was a 30-hour repair. He spent 3 10-hour days fixing that. I don't know what he charged. I know what about conventional repair costs on there, but incredible. Also, side business note, right? Like we're talking repair and we're talking a little bit of technical skill today. Brice gets those kind of repairs because he's taken the time to market himself, to build his island of one. Is like he does the crazy stuff that nobody else can do while you are building your PDR business. Or I don't care what you're doing, paint correction, paint repair. Brand yourself what you want to fix. This is what Brice lives for. Be Brice Kelly in your market, right? Go after that. We go after the hard dents here in Pittsburgh at Dent Repair Now, at our dent shop. That's what we do, right? I'm no Brice Kelly, but I get shots at big jobs that pay the bills, and I really enjoy doing them. I'd much rather do a smash than get stuck on a hail car and grind it out, like for sure. So again, go check out all of Brice's work if you want to feel horrible about yourself. And if you want to learn more about Brice's story, go check out the Dent Slayer podcast. It's the most recent episode as of recording this. It's like 3 hours and 15 minutes long. Interesting, and Brice has a cool story coming up. I dig it. I totally dig it. So that is that. That is our first virtual pit stop series. If you have a repair that you've done or something you've looked at that you'd like my feedback on, send us a message. Email us, admin@autoappearanceinstitute.com. DM us on any of the social media, and either myself or more likely on social media, Miss Dylan James will get back to you, and she will pass the message on to me. But we would love to take a look at your repairs and walk through and talk through. Now, it is time for a tool review. We were at Anson last week for our in-person glue pull repair collision training, and I've wanted to play with this gun, but I've always been a fan of the cordless gun, right? The cordless collision gun. And this, until 9 a.m. last Friday, this cordless collision gun from Anson was like the gun. Now, my flaw, or it's not a flaw, my pet peeve with this is this thing is like a battery eating monster. Like this will, if you're pumping glue through here, it is going to just chew through your batteries. But the flow, the recovery, incredible gun. And if you love cordless and you have a ton of batteries, send it. Like, I love this gun. However, Vince was like, hey, let's check out the Tech 820-12. I don't know why it's -12. You would think that would be 12 volts. But anyways, let's check out the Tech 820, which is the same body as the cordless collision gun, right? Body by Tech and Anson, right? Collaboration. This is now, and I've always been, like, side note, always been a fan of plug-in guns for collision glue, because the last thing I want to do is wait for my glue to melt. And like you saw Brice's video, perfect example if you're getting into complex repairs. So he had 2 big tension straps up top, 2 big tension straps below that, big cam auto, Kiko, 2 more tension straps. Like, that dude went through a lot of glue to even start that repair. Well, for years, I've been like, listen, I will plug 4 Kiko collision glue guns in, right, to do a repair. So I'm never waiting for glue to melt. I'm never waiting to catch up. When this came out, started doing 2 of these, 2 of the cordless guns, and still a supplemental 1 or 2 plug-in guns, just so I never ran out of melted hot glue. This, the Tech 820-12 plug-in version is even faster than this. And this, I didn't think you could melt glue that as fast as this cordless gun does. This gun, man, just flies through it. Adjustable temperature up to 383 degrees Fahrenheit. So maxed out your full bore temperature with your glue plugged into the wall, right? And I'm not doing mobile collision pulling, right? If I'm collision pulling, I'm in a shop, I've got access to wall power. The recovery on this is crazy fast. When we were at training last week, we were filling up a, I think it was a big tension foot. We were doing a cam auto tension puller tool on the door. And it was a pretty big foot, probably like 2x3, give or take. Filled that bad boy up. And you can feel with a glue gun when you're running low, right? It gets a little stiffer and harder to pull the trigger. I could tell we were running low on melted glue with that first foot. Set it down, placed the foot, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I might need to grab the second gun that just happened to be on the other side of the room. And I'm like, wow, let's give it a go. In the 30 to 60 seconds it took us to set that foot and wait and get set up and grab the other foot, this gun had recovered enough to fill that second foot right up. And price-wise, I think this gun is $110 US at AnsonPDR.com. This gun, this is a bad mofo. I will be buying 2 or 3 more of these. Reading the instructions, don't lay it on the side because it has big vents. They don't want that airflow messing up. It comes with this stand. It also comes with these kickstands. If you are going to lay it on its side, put your kickstands in the side so that it is up off the ground and has airflow. This gun, this is the gun. If you are glue pulling, if you are collision glue pulling and you don't own this gun, go buy 2, but not before I get my chance to buy them from Anson. But anyways, this Tech 820, never thought I'd get really excited about a glue gun. I did. I got excited about this one. I'm really excited about this one, right? It is, and it's a freaking home run. Like, wow. Go buy it. That is that. Speaking of glue pull, as we wrap this up, we are doing our first live in-person glue pull repair collision training at our new facility just south of Pittsburgh on November 22nd. It's going to be 9 to 4 full day. Lunch is on us. Beverages are on us. And it is a hands-on class. Seating is limited to 9 or 10 seats. I will not sell more than that because I can't get to everybody if we do a bigger class. So there's only going to be a maximum of 10 seats available for the training. If you're thinking about it, go buy a seat. If you want to learn glue pull, go buy a seat. If you just want to come hang out with me for a day, go buy a seat. All you need to do is head over to gluepulltraining.com. That'll take you to our landing page, and you can sign up right there. The cost is $700, and we will have some extra bonuses that make it even worth more than $700, or technically cost you less than $700 at the end of the day. Anyways, that's it. Guys, you can follow us on social media, all the channels. We are at Auto Appearance Institute. If you are on video and not using your phone, you can scan that QR code and get to our official links page where all of our social is. And our website is autoappearanceinstitute.com. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Send us your repairs that you would like us to check out. Let us know what else you'd like us to talk about on the podcast. Admin at Auto Appearance Institute, or a DM on any of our social channels. Thanks for watching or listening. I'll see you guys or hear you guys. Well, no, you'll hear me, but I'll know you're listening. And I know it's kind of weird. Anyways, see you next show. Bye.